It's a cold morning today, but the market is hot. China isn't even hiding it anymore. M4 Buzzkill, M4 Hot Rod, Scout Dragonfire, M4 Coalition, AK Elite Museo. 6 dumps, same week. A very similar situation to what we saw 2 weeks ago. Their money is currently in escrow, and now we wait for their next pump, but there are signs.
And now for our Counter-Strike report. New York's very own Mike Water.
Welcome to DE News. I'm your host, Mike Water 9. Market cap is down 0.90% on the week, going from 575 to 5705 billion market cap in the last 7 days. Sideways. And for what we've been seeing, that's completely fine. Because as I mentioned earlier, the moves are not organic selling. These are quite obviously coordinated exits, as the skins that are being dumped are common suspects of Chinese pump groups. The M4 Buzzkill and the Scout Dragonfire alone accounted for over 40 of the $70 million lost in the market cap this week. So while those two skins made the market look red, we should be pretty confident that this money is coming back in the form of repositioning and not leaving the market entirely. The question is where? So let's find some patterns. Firstly, let's take a look at our calls from 7 days prior. I called the Gallery case, the Recoil case, and the AK-47 Outsiders in factory new condition. The Gallery case remained steady, going from $1.60 last week to $1.64 as of making this video. The Gallery was the 5th most open case out of all discontinued cases, which is not a good sign in its own right, being it one of the more recently discontinued cases. However, it is a little more pricey than other cases, which may explain the decrease in openings, which is down 25% from the week prior. But also, supply is slowing and price is holding, and that's a good setup for the future. I would keep your Gallery cases right where they are in your inventory. The Recoil case, which we further touched on in yesterday's video, went from 37 cents last week to 40 as of today. A welcome increase, but not what we're waiting for. We are waiting for its inevitable movement into the rare drop pool. And with last week's precedent, it may be the first case to ever be completely discontinued from the active pool. And since it will be the first of its kind, we don't know what that would do to price action. Price is up 8% on the week. Case openings are up 8% on the week. We are steadily in line. Nothing to worry about here, folks. Lastly, we chose the AK-47 Outsiders from the Gallery collection in factory new condition. Seems to be a target of Chinese investors, and while the accumulation has slowed down in terms of actual transactions, if we look at the order book, it tells a much different story. If we take a look at the order book just on Steam alone, there are over 50 buy orders placed in the 140 to 150 price range. Doesn't seem like a lot, but factory new skins for this gun in particular only move around 4 to 5 per day, meaning there's a ton of breathing room, and that this is probably not retail, this is accumulation by some coercive group. Hold on to this one, because once accumulation ends, then price starts to go up very high. Now, it's been around 2 weeks since the bot farms were effectively neutered after the rare drop pool cases were discontinued. We have not seen any long-term effects as of yet, but it may be a good signal for investors. Very intuitively, the less bot farms there are, the less cases are being awarded, and if the amount of purchases stay equal, then we will see subsequent increases in price. For buyers though, you may be surprised by a marginal increase in volatility of case prices. When bot farms slow down, supply slows down. And bots are actually a very good source of liquidity, despite your ethical qualms. When you wanted to buy, there was always a bot selling to you. When that dries up, the spreads widen. Watch your timings here. Be sure to buy on Tuesday and Wednesday when supply is most liquid, and accumulate cases right now if you have any you need to buy in the immediate future. We now turn to our index overview. The low tier, mid tier, and high tier gun and glove index are all down on the week, which is a first in DE News history. The guns that I mentioned earlier as being Chinese dumps are all scattered around these indexes, and as high tier and mid tier knives and gloves tend to stay relatively stagnant, any dump that you see can significantly impact the index's performance. And with such a high volume of dumps, the fact that we are not down more than we currently are is a good sign. It was not any of these tiered indexes who saw gains, but there were some who did. The 2021 through 2023 sticker collections have seen marginal price increases up to 7% this week. Called it. The EG 2021 holographic sticker has tried to relive its summer glory, pumping up to $22 at its peak. Now, while the summer pump itself was an extremely risky play for you to hop into, this one is even more so. Here's my concern. The last time this pumped, people were buying at $300. People were buying at $350. So after the dump, people are holding stickers right now that are $20 in which their price entry was $300 plus. At $20, we saw a pullback, and if we see any more strength in these stickers price movement, you should expect these underwater holders to completely rid of their inventory of the stickers and sell into any type of strength that they see. It's going to be a much harder road to get even close to the previous highs. I'm sitting this one out and watching, not playing. Your smarter money is going to be in the capsules, which essentially are index funds for every sticker in the collection, minimizing your risk and maximizing your exposure. The M4A1S seems to be a new target of the Chinese investment groups. In tandem with armory speculation, the M4A1S fade went up 20% in the last 2 weeks. Very early this morning at around 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the M4A1S Nightmare, a pink skin from the Horizon case, was the newest target of buy orders, spiking up over 100% at its peak. The armory collection is a video for another day. However, the M4A1S Nightmare points to maybe China rotating out of the glove case, which is why we saw significant dumps in those coverts, and trying their luck at other newly discontinued cases before any changes happen to those by way of Valve. As I said, a more detailed armory analysis deserves its own video, and it'll be coming sometime this week. Speaking of buying skins at the right time, try SkinsMonkey.com. Today's video has been sponsored by the lovely ladies and gentlemen over at SkinsMonkey.com. SkinsMonkey is the industry standard trading forum and marketplace for anything and all things Counter-Strike. 24/7 support and an instant trading system so fast, those Bulgarian overpay goblins are sure to go out of business. Now, if that's not enough incentive, throw my code Mike in on the website for $5 off on your first trade. But if you trade up to $100 on the website, they'll double your bonus from 5 to 10. Now, if you don't have any skins, and I just gave you some free game on investment advice, you could deposit money and use the website as a marketplace as well. In that case, my code Mike will net you a 5% deposit bonus, bringing it from 30 to 35%. So go get swagged out, courtesy of SkinsMonkey.com. Other news. Esports team AMKAL announced the shutdown of their organization early this morning. There is a short-term pump incoming on their stickers if you hold any. You still have time to sell into the hype right now. This is still breaking news. My advice, get the fuck out. It was never a popular sticker. Take profits, rotate. And now your favorite segment, this week's picks. The first one I will reiterate from a previous video this week, the Glock 18 Nuclear Garden, specifically in factory new condition. A lot of people ask, and factory new skins tend to have the most percentage increase. So if you buy 10 field tested Glocks and 1 factory new Glock, the factory new Glock will provide a higher return on investment. The Glock 18 Nuclear Garden is a part of the 2018 Nuke Collection, which if you don't know is an active drop given to you weekly when you receive a case and a skin. Now, while active skin collections should theoretically always decrease because of supply, we are seeing fairly significant increases in price in the 2 collections, 2018 Inferno and Nuke, suggesting that Valve is moving away from their previous CSGO collections that are still in the game and being offered. The second pick will be the 5.7 Heat Treated. Purple rarity skins seem to consistently outperform in discontinuation news. The graphic design collection, and more specifically the M4A4 in that collection, saw around 4 to 5x in its factory new condition in terms of pricing. That was the first discontinued collection. Therefore, some of those expectations are going to be priced in now. So while you might not see a 4 to 5x on the purples in this collection, you might see a 2 to 3, 3 to 4x. Whereas a pink or a red rarity may only see a 1.5 to 2.5x on the news of discontinuation. The 5.7 has a 0 to 1 float cap, and if you just place buy orders, there is a decent chance you might get one with a good amount of blue or purple, which you can then sell on its own merit. Still, wait to sell. It's time to start accumulating as armory news is imminent at this point. Our last pick will be a wide range of stickers. It is in the Elemental Craft collection, riding on our point about armory collections. I specifically like the Rainbow Route and all of the ones that employ lightning in their imagery. There is buy pressure detected on the Rainbow Route holo sticker, so it could just be underpriced, or could be someone knowing something we won't know until later on. And with that, that concludes the DE news for today, December 28th, 2025. Watch those stickers, watch those armory collections, and don't panic. There will be a live stream a little bit earlier tonight. I will try 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so that Europe can be included in watching. I'd be more than happy to answer in the live stream or in the comments below. This is a community of gentlemen. Do not be afraid to ask stupid questions. Subscribe if this helped, and join our Discord for even more news that didn't make the cut in today's video. Cheers.